Breaking the Silence, In Search of Louisa, Act 5. No silence between us. The stage is almost completely dark. The chairs and table have disappeared. Only an old wooden trunk remains beneath a single soft light. Resting on top is a faded letter tied with a ribbon. Beside it lies an old newspaper. The narrator walks slowly toward the trunk and stands in silence. There is one question that has followed me throughout every chapter of Louisa's story. Did anyone else come looking for her? Did anyone else miss her? Did anyone else wonder what had become of the young girl who crossed the plains? I knew my daughter Lara did. One day my sister Kristen made an extraordinary discovery. She found a letter, not written by Louisa, but written in behalf of Louisa. It was written by her brother, William H. Golay. The date was December 21st, 1859. By then, Louisa had buried Joshua. She had buried Jedediah. She had married George Davis Grant. She had endured more than most women experience in a lifetime. And yet, her own family had not heard from her for years. Listen to the words of a brother searching for his sister. Dear Brigham Young, I take the liberty of writing to you to ask for information regarding my sister, Mrs. Louisa M. Grant, widow of Joshua Grant. Joshua had been gone for 8 years, yet her brother still identified her as Joshua's widow. Then he wrote, I have not heard from her for some 2 or 3 years, and my father is very uneasy in regard to her. Those words pierced my heart. He pleaded, if she is still in Salt Lake City, please show her this letter. Did Brigham Young ever place this letter into Louisa's hands? Did she ever read it? Did she write home? History does not tell us. Then I found Louisa's obituary. It tells us she came to Utah with her husband, Joshua Grant, who left her a widow with 3 children. It identifies Joshua as the brother of Jedediah M. Grant and George D. Grant, but it says nothing about Louisa ever getting married again. Instead, it remembers only the woman herself. The obituary describes Louisa as, quote, a quiet, unobtrusive, motherly woman whose gentle and affectionate nature impressed itself deeply upon all acquainted with her, unquote. Those words tell me not merely what happened to Louisa, they tell me who she was, the only description we have found. As I searched for Louisa, another woman continued walking beside me, Ann Eliza Young. Where Louisa left almost no written voice, Ann Eliza courageously told her story to the world. Their lives looked very different. They took very different paths, yet both women were shaped by plural marriage. If Louisa and Eliza could have met, without newspapers, without controversy, without history asking either one of them to defend their lives, what would they say to one another? I don't think they would argue. I think they would listen, woman to woman, heart to heart. Somewhere along this journey, Louisa stopped being a name on my family tree. She became someone I love. The silence between us has disappeared. Perhaps compassion has the power to reach across generations, even through the veil. Perhaps love does not recognize centuries. This next song imagines the conversation history has never recorded. Perhaps it has never happened. A conversation where understanding becomes greater than judgment, where two women finally meet and there is no silence between them. Louisa Marie Golay Grant and Ann Eliza Young.
If you had met each other on some quiet autumn day, would you have paused a moment before you went your way? Would your eyes have recognized the burdens each one bore? Would your hearts have gently known what words were never for? One of you found courage to write what she had seen. One of you kept silent, holding tightly to her dreams. Different roads before you, different paths to walk, yet heaven heard the language you never learned to talk. If you had met each other, would compassion have begun? Would you have found a sister beneath the western sun? One heart found a pen to write, one heart chose to pray. Both were searching for the light along a lonely way. Perhaps you never knew how much you shared inside, but heaven knew your stories long before you dared confide. Perhaps you smiled in passing, perhaps your eyes shared silent sorrows, perhaps you nodded tenderly, hoping for a sweet tomorrow. Yet somewhere in the silence, beyond what the world can see, two faithful hearts were carrying a shared humanity. For nearly centuries I waited to come and understand your pain, tracing threads of whispered stories, searching through the past again. Then I found one hidden story, words made it clear to see, explaining your hidden pain and why your heart stayed close to me. Yes, I will break your silence from the sentence that you cried. Perhaps I promise to unravel what only your heart must confide. History remembers names, heaven remembers hearts. History records the dates, but each soul's journey stands apart. Love remembers every step. Now your story gathers grace, the unspoken, broken silence. When I dream of your smiling face.